Welcome back to another Twilight Masquerade TCG guide. This time we're going to be looking at Cramorant. Cramorant unfortunately is a D tier Pokemon. We don't recommend you use it. Its spit shot attack is the primary reason that you'd use. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It's a high attack cost to deal little damage, but the plus side is you can attack any of your opponent's Pokemon, so you can get knockouts on some of your opponent's lower HP Pokemon. The problem is there are other Pokemon that do this job a lot better. Let's now take a look at those. Kyogre is the first with its dynamic wave. It does cost 4 energy, but you can put 3 energy attached to this Pokemon into your hand. This attack does 180 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So this works really well in a deck like Chien-Pao. Because the energy goes back into your hand, you can then use Baxcalibur next turn to then re-accelerate that energy back into play. Screamtail in the Guard of Wild deck, Roaring Scream. If you attach Bravery Charm onto this, again you're dealing way more damage than what Cramorant can deal. Garchomp EX with its Sonic Dive attack, you can discard only 2 energy, so it doesn't cost 3, and you can deal 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Wellspring Mask Ogerpon EX, which we're going to be covering in a few videos' time. Torrential Pump, you can deal 100 damage to the active Pokemon, but you can also discard 3 energy from this Pokemon to deal 120 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Delphox V is really good because Magical Fire allows you to put 2 energy cards attached to this Pokemon into the Lost Zone. It then does 120 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Wugtrio EX with Tricolor Pump, discard up to 3 energy cards from your hand. For each energy you discard in that way, you can deal 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, so you can deal up to 180 damage. Synergise EX has in theory unlimited amount of damage that it can deal to your opponent's bench Pokemon, because for every grass energy in your discard pile, you can put 2 damage counters onto one of your opponent's Pokemon. Pawmot EX with its Levin Strike, discard 2 lightning energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 220 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And then finally, Zeraora V-Star can deal really good damage with its Lightning Storm Star V-Star power. You can choose one of your opponent's Pokemon 4 times. For each time that you choose a Pokemon, you can do 60 damage to it. The second question is, how do you accelerate energy to this Pokemon? You can use Armarouge. The problem is you're probably going to want to use Delphox V instead of Cramorant in a fire deck. You can also use Baxcalibur, but again, you're going to want to use Kyogre or Wellspring Mask Ogerpon EX. You could try it in a Guard of Wild EX deck, but again, Screamtail is going to be a far better option. So again, it can't fit into that deck. The other energy accelerator that I can think of is Metang. So you could potentially put it into a Metang deck. Whether you actually want to, I'm not sure. And that's exactly why Cramorant is a D tier Pokemon. Don't use it because there are just better options out there available, unfortunately. If none of those other options existed, I'd probably rank this C tier because it does have some really good use. But unfortunately, it's just outclassed by all of the other Pokemon. Let us know in the comments if you agree with our Cramorant guide. Are there any other cards that are going to make this better? Let us know in the comments. It will help us improve. It will help other followers of the channel improve. If you enjoyed the content, follow the channel. We'd really appreciate the support. Until next time, that's me shuffling out again.